Chapter 11, page 86. Ray sticks his head inside Cal's office. Nobody knows, he says, the trouble she's seen. What's up? It seems our secretary is minus a boyfriend. At least that's what I get from the stuff going out over the telephone wires. She's got her own personal landlanders at the other end, I guess. Lord, I wish she'd blow her nose. You're a hard-hearted bastard, Cal says. Yeah, she'll find out how hard-hearted if she doesn't get some of this mail out. Not that I'd presume to compare it with the tragedy of the century that's going on out there. Somebody who's going through a romantic crisis shouldn't be expected to get the mail out. Hey, whose side are you on? Ray comes in, shuts the door behind him. You through with that pension plan yet? Not yet. Hey, buddy, what have you been doing all morning? Hey, buddy, don't get on my back. I'm not Cherry. Ray laughs. See what she's doing to me, making me into a browbeater and a nagger with my own partner. Jesus. An endless parade of secretaries. He has seen them interviewed, instructed, hired, used, and lost forever and ever. On into eternity. They've been doing it for 7 years. It has been that long since they have had a good legal secretary, since Lynn Searless. Poor Cherry. People are like icebergs, 1/7 visible and operative, and the rest are just so much protoplasmic energy, seething around under there, looking for a target to funnel toward. Too bad she picked the wrong target. Yet it's hard to imagine that giddy, empty girl with any hidden energies. How did she summon up that much feeling for anybody? Watch it. Your immunity is showing. That is it, of course. He has become immune to the sufferings of others. I don't give a damn. Let them hurt. The things which hurt instruct. Benjamin Franklin. That was one of Arnold's favorites. Not true, though. The things which hurt don't always instruct. Sometimes they merely hurt. Ask me. Ask Nancy Hanley. Instruct sounds like such a positive word, but he doubts whether Ray's wife, even now, would believe in that saying. In any case, he would not ask her. A long time ago, and water over the dam. Lynn Searless, what made him think of her? Stern, straight-thinking Lynn, who always looked right into your eyes when she spoke to you, as if she could see behind them and into your head. He wonders idly what she is doing now. He wonders if Ray knows, if he knows where she is. Another question he would not ask. What was that? Water over the dam? Con is right. He will have to watch it. He is getting to think more like Howard every day. He runs into Carol Lazenby downstairs in the plaza. Hatless, wearing a tweed pantsuit, her large-boned square figure looks farm-like, out of place here, among the co-eds and snazzy secretaries parading the streets of Evanston at noontime. And because she looks so real and so alive, he is absurdly glad to see her, asks her out to lunch with him on the spot. Gee, nobody's asked me to lunch in ages. I wonder if I'll know how to act. She offers to take him to the university sandwich shop, where she commands a discount with her student ID. What are you taking? He asks. She laughs self-consciously. It's called Search for Identity. Funny, he would never have picked her out as a woman with identity problems. He tells her so, but she just laughs. Oh, come on. Everybody has them, Cal. Looking 40 in the face is what scared me. Maybe if I was your wife, I could handle it better. Why? Why? She laughs again. Oh, I don't know. I guess because she doesn't look it. A pleasant lunch. He has forgotten how easy she is to talk to, how genuine. She asks about Con, and that makes it easy for him to inquire after Joe, to mention how he misses seeing him around the house as he used to. Yes, they don't spend much time together, do they? Well, you tell Connie that I miss him. Tell him to stop over sometime soon. Beth, too. How is she? I only see her at bridge once a month, and we never seem to get a chance to talk. She's busy, too, Cal says. She's chairing the tennis tournament at Awancia next spring. She spends a lot of time over there. I admire her organization, Carol says. She's such a perfectionist. And yet she never lets herself get trapped into things she doesn't want to do. Now there's an art. I'm just beginning to learn the trick myself. I hope it's not too late. He walks Carol to the corner, sends his greetings to John and to Katie, their daughter. We'll get together, he promises. On the way back to work, he thinks, she never lets herself get trapped. Not strictly true. He can remember a period of their lives when she felt distinctly trapped. When Jordan was 2 years old, with Connie toddling around after him at 10 months, both of them spreading havoc in that tiny north side apartment. Those first 5 years just passed in a blur. He has heard her say gaily at parties, but he remembers them and remembers the scenes. Her figure, tense with fury as she scrubbed the finger marks from the walls. She bursting suddenly into tears because of a toy left out of place, or a spoonful of food thrown onto the floor from the high chair. And it did not pay him to become exasperated with her. Once he had done so, had shouted at her, forget the damn cleaning schedule for once. She had flown into a rage, railed at him, and flung herself across the bed in hysterics. Everything had to be perfect. Never mind the impossible hardship, it worked on her, on them all. Never mind the utter lack of meaning in such perfection, weighed as it was against the endless repetition of days, months, weeks. They learned, all of them, that certain things drove her to the point of madness. Dirt tracked in on a freshly scrubbed floor, water-spotted shower stalls, articles of clothing left out of place, and he had to admit he liked a clean house. He liked the order she brought into his life, perfectionist that she was. And so he had been, after a fashion. No more. Not since the summer before last, at an unexpected July storm on Lake Michigan. He had left off being a perfectionist then, when he discovered that not promptly kept appointments, not a house circumspectly clean, not membership in Wensia or the Lake Forest Golf and Country Club or the Lawyers Club, not power, not goodness, knowledge, nor goodness, not anything cleared you through the terrifying office of chance. That it is chance and not perfection that rules the world. I saw Nancy Hamley today having lunch at the Deer Path. Oh, he keeps one eye on the newspaper before his face. Welfare fraud investigated. She said Ray's been putting on weight. He has? He has, she teases. Darling, Ray Hanley, your partner. Oh, yeah, him. Grinning, he puts down the paper. I hadn't noticed. Yeah, I guess he has been. 20 pounds, that's a lot not to notice. How much? That much? How did she happen to tell you that? Beth shrugs. Just conversation. She said she's been trying to get him to see a doctor. It's just since he quit smoking. She looks terrific, by the way. Have you seen her lately? No, that's what Ray said about you. Well, she's thin as I've ever seen her, and she's done something to her hair. A rinse, I think. Officials in the downtown office say as much as $300,000 may have been misdirected by the fraudulent claims. Asked her how she stays so thin, she said worry and a bad marriage. What? She smiles, just checking to see if you were listening. Would you like a drink before dinner? No, thanks. He glances at his watch. Is Con home yet? Not yet. It's 6:30. It's been later the past couple of weeks. I've got an idea, he says. Why don't you come down tomorrow and take a look at that car with me? We can have lunch. I can't tomorrow. I ought to put the order in soon to get delivered before Christmas. Then do it, she says. Do what you like. I'm not good at picking out cars anyway. You don't sound terrifically sold on the idea. I'm sold. I think it's a nice idea. Well, it would give him some independence. He wouldn't have to rely on us for rides. Fine, we can make it a combination Christmas and birthday present. You decide, I'll leave it up to you. If it was up to him, he would give him everything, sun and moon, eternal happiness, serene and uncomplicated. Here, will this fix it? But nothing needs fixing, does it? Things do seem better, more relaxed, just since Thanksgiving. No, even before that. Is that illusion or reality? Illusion or reality? 7 years ago, he had had a conversation on that very subject with Nancy Hanley at the Law Club Christmas dance sitting on the upper deck of the Chicago Yacht Club. Nancy had leaned over and said to him, Tell Beth for me how lucky she is, will you? Why? To have you, and never to have been disillusioned. He had laughed, embarrassed, knowing where it was leading. He had emphatically not wanted to go into it. He had never wanted to take sides in the thing, but Nancy was not about to let him off the hook. People make mistakes, Nance. A mirthless laugh. Yes, they do. Carelessly, because he had no desire to disturb the truce that had been so recently effected between them, he had said, Don't you think people are entitled to a few mistakes in a lifetime? No, she said, what people are entitled to are their illusions. And frankly, I preferred my illusions about him. I would have preferred it if he had screwed her until he was sick of it and gotten rid of her without my ever having found out about it at all. I can't believe that, he told her. Illusions are for fairy tales. Your marriage is stronger now. Don't bet on it. And if you ever do a survey, you'll find that people prefer illusion to reality, 10 to 1, 20 even. Any odds you want to give, I'll cover. Worry and a bad marriage. Beth was joking. She said she had been joking. It had been 7 years since Ray's affair with Lynn, 7 years since Nancy had packed up the girls and gone to her parents in Oklahoma. And Ray, wild with grief, had come charging into the office to tell him, How could I have been so stupid, Cal? How could I have been so selfish, thinking I had it so tough? Having to come home to a squalling baby every night. She's gone, Cal. She left me. What the hell am I going to do without her? Well, things change. People change. Lynn had left and Nancy had come back. And they had moved out of their apartment and bought the big house in Glencoe. And surely Nancy is not the type of woman to live with somebody she doesn't love for the sake of the children. No illusion there. They are still married, therefore they are happy. But he sees the point she had been making. Depending upon the reality one must face, one must prefer to opt for illusion. He wants so much to believe that all is well. But then, if it is, why does he keep taking pulses and looking for signs? The front door opens. He hears the familiar sounds of his feet scuffing the doormat, of the hangers clanging against each other in the closet as he hangs up his jacket. Hi, you're late tonight. Am I? He looks at his watch. Yeah, a little. Hey, it's snowing. Is it? Must have just started. Yeah, it looks nice. He sits down and Cal hands him the sports section. You finished? Thanks. How's it going? Fine, great. He gave back the trig quiz today. I got an A on it. Great, terrific. Well, he says and shrugs, it was just a quiz. But a gift. To have offered it is to show it must have value for the giver also. That your first A this semester? He looks up from the paper. Yeah, I'm getting back in the swing of things, huh? He grins. So truth is in a certain feeling of permanence that presses around the moment. They are ordinary people, after all. For a time they had entered the world of the newspaper statistic, a world where any measure you took to feel better was temporary at best. But that is over. This is permanent. It must be. Beth comes in from the kitchen. Dinner's ready. Conrad puts the paper down. I'm coming. Just have to wash my hands. Didn't you just take a shower? He grins again. Forgot to wash my hands. Cal laughs. Tricky.